breakout or whatever, I know how to take the 50, and it's all good. But to work out, I don't know where the New Zealand dollar is going to be like a month or two from now.
Yeah, well, you don't
kind of like build that bias based on the fundamentals and the technicals.
Listen to me very carefully, right? You have no idea where it's going to be in a month's time. Okay, there's so much information that can come in that it can just drive it in a different direction. Something can happen in the economy, something can happen in you got TeamViewer there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right, I want you to log into my computer, okay, mate?
Yeah.
Just give me one sec. So your question is that you're wanting to understand where the long-term bias is, okay?
Yeah, to build a better
Okay, so that's your 4-hour chart, basically, okay? Now, in essence, you don't know. In 1 month's time, you have no idea where the New Zealand dollar will be, okay? I don't know, you don't know, nobody knows, okay? Because you don't know what information is going to come out of it, okay? But if we're here now on the New Zealand dollar, this is 4-hour, okay? To me, that looks like it's pretty stable, okay? Over the last, for the beginning of the year, it's quite stable. We are on a slight down move, but it's reasonably stable. This is a V shape in here, and this is your last level of support, okay? Which makes sense.
It came off that 50 of that massive move.
Yep, and there's a 50 on the upside.
The guys at work asked me where it was going, and I said it was going to go up.
No, whenever guys ask you these questions, right, just go, mate, that's not what I do.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody goes, oh, Richie's a Forex trader. I'm going to go to London in summer 2024. Can you tell me when's a good time to do an exchange?
Yeah.
Mate, I don't do that. You have no idea what I do. They think I get physical currency, go down to the converter, down on Swanson Street, and flip it around a couple of times, right? They're clueless. So just forget about other people, right? Okay. You could say, mate, it could be 68, it could be 55. I don't know. Okay, because between now and a month and now and 6 months, who knows? Belarus could fire off a couple of nukes. Yeah. Yeah. You just don't know. Okay. What we're trying to do as traders is take a limited understanding of what's going on in the economy, right? And not saying that we're limited in our knowledge, where we do have extensive knowledge in it, but from the facts that come out, things like FOMC tonight, or not FOMC, non-farm payroll and unemployment and Canadian unemployment. From those facts, we will form a short-term opinion. Okay?
Right, yeah.
Okay? And then we'll use technical analysis to be able to take the trade based on a probability that we know that's in our favour. That's what we do, in essence. Okay? These random questions that people ask you is just, you can't answer them. You I don't know. You could joke around with them, right? And just start confusing them, and you just go, how many plank lengths is a turtle? Something just crazy like that, and they'll just look at you going weird. Okay, but anyway, I mean this here was an excellent buying position. Okay, this one, the 50% plus this support in here, that was a great little buy in there. And this is what I was talking to you about the other day, in that you find your support area out here on your 4-hour chart, okay, and then you come drill down into let's go to your half-hour now. And then you find your trades off that, okay? Remember the other day that you were going, why was I buying there? Because I knew it was at the bottom. Yeah?
Yeah.
I knew it was sitting on support. So last night on the DAX, we had a similar situation where you could see, the DAX absolutely drilled on the way down. But we were looking at this area in here, okay, as the bottom, okay. So there's a huge amount of support in here, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I can see everything.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just kind of forgot for a second that you tapped in. Okay, so let's go to where that is. Okay, so that's kind of here. Okay, so you can see really struggling to come off these lows into here. That's why it's bouncing up and down. Okay, and then it finally broke, and then it just. I mean, there was no buyers in there at all. I mean, anybody that was buying there was just absolutely creamed. But this is a one-off. I mean, this moved 400 points in one day, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
So, so that's. I mean, we could see on this DAX here as well that this is a 4-hour type of play. Oh, sorry, on this 4-hour. Chart, we can see here we've got some pretty serious divergence in here. So let me just take that back to 4 hours. Okay, so there's your divergence in there, and then it's had one last go to the upside, one last go in here, and then it's finally, it's gone. How many times has it hit this level in here, which is the 715, 750, 40 mark? Okay, so up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then on the 10th go it breaks it. Okay?
Yeah.
I was wanting this to go short here. I was wanting this to, and this is why it struggled so much along here, which was midweek last week. It really struggled to move, right? And I got creamed on this, but then it popped, and then it finally had its last go because it really wanted to make an ugly head and shoulders in there, right?
Yeah,
so what we're doing is on the 4-hour chart, we're just taking what's the 4-hour chart saying to us, right? Short, long, okay? And on the short term, a 4-hour chart, big bearish candles is short, okay? Bullish candles is long, so you go long after that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? So you've got to read the wider time frame first and then play your play. If you're looking at just the 1 minute or the 5 minute without looking at these ones, you're going blind.
Yeah.
All right. So what else, man? What's been going on?
No, you pretty much flunked the whole conversation by saying no one knows where it's going to be a month from now.
Yeah, just don't involve yourself with those type of questions, right?
Yeah.
They're just completely irrelevant to what you do, right? You're a short-term, very short-term day trader, swing trader. People can't get that. Novices, people who don't know anything about trading, they think you're investing, right?
Yeah.
And this is even worse, right? They think you're investing long only because they can't even conceptualize a short trade, okay?
Yeah.
So people come up to me in the pub, or my wife says to people in the pub, "Oh, he's an FX trader, right?" And I go, "No, darling, I'm a day trader and a swing trader on FX and indices and things like that." 2 years later, she still can't get it right, okay? But also, people ask me, then they ask me, "Oh, what do you think's going to happen here?" I just go, "Yeah." I go, "Do you want a beer?" Right? I don't even talk to them. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's opening up questions that, they're asking just, like, let's say that you mow lawns, right? And then they go, "How is the painting on the wall?" It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, I've kind of stepped away from the day trading side of things and just focusing back on how you taught me.
Yep.
The forex, because
so
I find the day trading and the scalping so hard. Like, I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's really those statistics that we're playing. We're playing for 50 trades, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what I was dealing with the strategy game. in this strategy game. Let me Excel. Here we go, strategy game. Okay, so when we trade, and everybody should have this in their mind, is that you trade not for the one trade that you're having today, or the 2-3 trades you're having this, today and tomorrow. Not for the 5 trades you're having this week, right? We played for 50 trades, okay? And that 50 trades could be a month long, right? So, and I've got a problem with some other guys is that they go in there, they're really tight with what they're trying to, their execution methodology, their rule set and things like that. Is that they expect to win on that next trade. They have to win it, right? So then they're hyper sensitive about keeping their stop tight, and they usually just get knocked out of it pretty quickly. Okay, they get they get 1 or 2 or 3 in a row that are wrong, right? And then they start falling apart because they're not thinking on the 50, 100 trade scale. You've got to think of 100 trades, 50 trades to 100 trades, right? Because then the 2-3 trades that you've got wrong right now are insignificant to the other 97 that are coming. Right? Okay. So, and this is why this strategy game, I'm actually going to long this from 20 trades to 50, right? To 50 trades long.
Yeah.
Okay. So that you don't get caught up in the emotional setbacks that you will when you have 1, 2, 3 losers. Right?
Yeah.
And this is the other thing a lot of guys will have problems with is when it's real money and you don't want to lose your real money, you're in the wrong game. Right?
Yeah.
Seriously, you're in the wrong game. If you want to hold on to the $1,000 that you've put into your account and you can't master, the 150 to 100 trade ideology, you'll get way too nervous and way too fearful, and you'll never execute on the collection of trades that you should be executing on.
Yeah, I had a bit of a flat month last month because I was just because I had a good month in May.
Yeah.
And then last month when I copped a couple of losses in a row, it was like exactly as you're saying, like you just you almost have this subconscious expectation that you're going to do the same that next month.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. When you see even if the signal this is it happened last night. I watched it. Right. Here we go. I took this one last night. Here it is. Here, this one. Retested this VWAP short. Okay. One of our other guys, I'm not going to name names, one of our other guys didn't take it, okay? I got 97, I got, 93 points out of it, something like that. So I got a fair decent amount. It's kept running. This is odd, right?
Yeah.
It kept running, but I still got close to 100 points out of it. But one of our was somebody else that we all know. Went over to the NQ and did the same thing. Took this short, okay, in here.
Yeah.
Right, but expected it to do exactly the same thing. Right. Now, what was going on is that he missed the one that I took, and he knew he should have taken that one. Right?
Yeah.
But then he took this one, okay, but had his stop way too close.
Yeah, it got taken out.
And this is just the open, so you've got to allow the thing to breathe on the open, okay? So he's in the right direction because you've got all of this momentum on the downside, right? But even if you did get stopped on here, you should be re-entering it, okay? Because it is a very big short in here, okay? So a couple of things that, this brings me on, I digress a bit, this brings me on to the next point. some stops are way too tight. Everybody's getting a little bit too protective of their positions. Okay, and this is a problem that Tom Hugard's going through at the moment. So just hold what you're going to say. This is a problem that Tom Hugard's going through at the moment, is that he's running his stops a little bit too tight as well, right?
Yeah.
What he needs to do is reduce his size. Go back to fixed percentage risk if you're not willing to take a big hit, because the volatility has just increased again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What were you going to say?
I was going to say I had that problem last month because when I cop a few losers in a row, the second I got a good one running, I'd moved my stop too quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got taken out at break even a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I should have just left the stop under the low.
Yep.
And just let it run. But made a comeback this month. I'm up almost 2%. So
well, that's great. That's great. And what are you trading? What is it?
Just the
FX?
FX CFDs like.
Yeah.
Like
so FX just on the swing side though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I trade the 50 pattern and just regular patterns like the breakouts.
Okay, so here comes the next thing. Are you journaling this still?
Yeah.
Like, are you?
I track everything.
Track it really well. So you've got it separated into 50 rule and then whatever else that you're doing?
Yeah.
First touches. What else are you doing? 50 rule and the classic patterns.
Yeah, and then I've got a third checklist which is pretty much the same setups but just in a strong trend. So you sometimes get like a double bottom at a 50 of a bigger up move.
Yep.
And so I kind of use a slightly different checklist for those trades.
Yep.
But most of mine, like 80-90% of my trades are just either the standard patterns like wedges, head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms.
And you've got your out of each of those, you've separated them all, and you've got your win-loss system R to do with each, right?
Yeah, I've not for each type of setup, but I've got I track it week by week. I track how many trades I did, the win ratio, and what my R multiple was, and then I also calculate it for the month in total.
Okay, because there's a fantastic website out there, right? And I think this guy's done really well. Okay, and you've got Edgewonk, which is one of them. Okay, Edgewonk.
Yeah, I think that's the one that Groges uses, doesn't it?
Edgewonk. Yeah, Groges uses Edgewonk, which is still pretty good. I stumbled across this one the other day. This is pretty good. I mean, you've got to pay for it. It's $400 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can really separate what's working for you, what's not working for you, where your behaviour is, where are mistakes, all of those type of things, right? So have a read, have a look at this website, have a look at how he's put this together. I think this is not too bad. And I think if you're serious, you should do this, and you should do it with high level detail, right? So you can really analyse what's working for you and what's not. But also you can put in here, if you're doing a demo, journaling is necessarily, not every single pattern there is. Okay. You could use this for testing whether a system has credibility or not as well, I think.
Yeah.
But there is a feature in here where you can actually replay your trade here, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can replay the trade that you were in. You can see how long you were in profit, how long you were in.
So that's good.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. So I'm pretty impressed by this thing here. Okay.
Yeah, because I've started doing a before and after screenshot.
Yep.
So that when I go through my journal, I can see what I was seeing at the time of taking the trade.
And that's one thing that a lot of guys will probably forget to do, is take a screenshot a day or two afterwards, right, to see what happened. Did it go further? Did it turn? What happened, right? Because what you want to do is you want to see whether you can run it to the FE 1618 or the FE 2618, right?
Yeah.
So can you get more out of these things than just 1:1 or whatever it might be? Okay.
I always go for the 1618 now.
Yeah, well, you got to get that the risk to reward ratio in your favour, right?
Yeah.
And this is another thing that I was looking at last night. Actually, here we go. This is good. Here, risk to reward versus win-loss ratio. Okay. If you to have a really good understanding of this is because this blue line is your break-even line, right? If 50% here, 1:1 is 50%, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have you've got to see whereabouts do you sit in this, or each of your strategies. You need to see where you sit in each of these strategies. Now, if you're really close to the break-even line, you've got to do something about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Ultimately, most guys will exist. Let me just take a screenshot of this so that I can draw on it. Here we go. Most guys will exist around, because the 40 to 60 will exist around in this area here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you're really close down here, right, you've got to get this R multiple up to get up to here, ultimately, 50% is kind of where you are at swing trading anyway. But there's 1:4, 1:3, 1:4, somewhere around there is where you want to sit. Okay.
Yeah.
So to have that understanding and then alter or change or develop your trading system to fit that, is the way to go, right? But let's just go back one step. Let's say that you you start trading this month, okay? We're only 7 days into this month. Really, we're only a couple of days into it because we had the US holiday up to Tuesday, right? But, you don't know what your 40% win-loss rate, you don't know what the win-loss ratio is yet, but, you've had a few losers, right? This is kind of not the right chart to be using. Let me just go back over here, FX. Let me show you this one. Okay, so let's here. This profitability one in here is the one that I'm trying to explain. So let me just give it to charts. No, that's not it. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's all right.
Here, this is the one, right? Okay. So let me just get a screenshot of that again as well, so I can draw on it. Okay, so let's say that you've got a couple down here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but you already know that your system has the probability that it's going to win. Yep. Because of your testing and its past performance, etc. Yep. So then, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so you've got 100% loss rate in there. So we need to get, let's say you've only got 1, 2, 3 in here on the upside. So you're really just below breaking even. We've got to be able to get the big one in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. To get the to get the system R up. Right, because you've only got a 50% win-loss ratio. Yep.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying in strategy game, okay, is that this is the R multiple. Okay, so this was me a couple of weeks ago, I think, right? You could see loss, break evens, really small loss, right? But then you get the big 6R, right? And you get the 3 and 4 R's in there, right? Which push the win. I mean, the win loss in here was pretty good, right? But it gives you a better system R when you get those big runners. You've got to allow for that. Does this make sense?
Yeah,
now,
it does.
And to add on to that, market conditions can change. So there will be times you could go for a whole month where your entire equity curve is flat and nothing happens. Okay, it just goes sideways. Yep. So and you've got to be able to wait that out, right? You've got to keep trading, but you've got to wait it out. What will happen is that you'll get impatient and you'll start changing the system, changing your size, getting impatient, those type of things. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you've got to really hold on.
Yeah, for me, it's like if I have a flat month or a few losses and then I get a win, I really struggle to hold on to the target. I have to really just walk away from the computer.
Yeah, well, that's good. Sometimes that's a good thing to do. If you can find your trigger point and you know that you're being triggered, then walking away is a really good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to trade every single day, right?
Yeah. Because I'm in one at the moment and I'm like halfway or just over halfway to my profit.
Yep.
But then it's like the non-farm payrolls are tonight, so I'm like, oh, do I hold on to it? But then I just have to stick to the system.
Yeah, you got to stick with it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I wrote a blog as well yesterday for everybody. Everybody can freely go and get this. Okay. And I've mentioned it in the last couple of videos that I've done, and you should read this. Have you read this yet?
No, I kind of, with everything that's been happening the last month, I've just kind of switched off from all the chat rooms and things.
Fine, that's all right. But we need to, I'll mention it again. The resolution to dissidence. We know what dissidence is the difference between your belief in your system and your actions on your system, okay? And this is exactly what you were just talking about, right? Non-farm payrolls coming up. Should I do something about it? I don't know what I'm going to do. And that's creating this high level anxiety and pressure on you, right? Simply because, okay, you haven't done enough back testing on it. You haven't done enough simulator trading on it. And you don't have the proper records. Yep. Don't have enough. Because if you knew that the system works in the long term over the long term, you don't care.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be caring right now.
I closed one early, what was it, last week or week before, and I could almost hear your voice drilling me.
Yep. Okay. Well, these are the reasons why you have dissidence. Okay?
Yeah.
You're not prepared. And unfortunately, this preparation takes a bloody long time and a lot of hard work. Okay?
Yeah. I feel like this year I'm finally getting my shit together, though.
Okay. Well, this is a problem that I've got with one of the other guys, right? He hesitates all the time. No, I don't know. He talks himself out of the trade. Why? Simple reason why.
Yeah.
He's not prepared. He doesn't have the proof and evidence to get rid of his dissidence.
Yeah. I found dropping the risk from 2% down to 1% helped a bit as well, because I didn't get quite beat up every time I took a full loss.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So have you got some resolution out of this conversation?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, thanks, man.
That's all right.
We'll catch up another time and go over some trades. But yeah,
Sure.
I'm just going to step away from the day trading for now and just.
Well, let's go for another plan, right? Okay, because you're flip flopping like a fish out of water, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
decide on what you want to do. Do it according to all of these things. Build your evidence base and your pre-game preparation. Okay.
Yeah.
Like extensively. Yep. So if you're doing half-hour charts or whatever, and you're doing 50 rule, set your time that you're going to be trading or whatever it is, and do every fucking 50 rule that you can see, and put it into a backtesting manual. Yep.
Okay.
Find out what the probability of it is, and then you've got TradingView. We've got our replay simulator, right? We can just replay it. And then you sit there all weekend and replay it and take every trade that you can see. So you can get used to what it looks like live. Okay?
Yeah, I've been doing that with the futures through the Ninja Trader. They've got the same thing where you can play it back.
Ninja, do it on whatever you want to do it on. There's simulators all over the place. There's Forex Tester, there's Trading Simulator, there's this thing.
Yeah,
there's a whole
heaps
of them out. There's about 4 or 5 of them out there, right? And then simulate so that when you are in a live situation, you don't hesitate. You go, fuck, that is it. That is what I've seen 1,000 times, right? I've seen it 1,000 times. I've got the record that says it's good to go. You won't hesitate to take it, okay?
Yeah.
You know, even here, 50% long, right there. Okay, what happened? Didn't go to its target, but I got a break even.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your job. Follow these things: forward testing, record keeping, pre-game preparation. And I've done videos on pre-game preparation. It's all in the Steve Ward's book. Yep. And Jared Tendler and Steve Ward. Okay. They'll do everything about your pre-game preparation.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'll catch up on the videos you've posted as well.
Yep. Okay. No worries.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
All right.
Good. I know you don't get much out of it, but it helps me.
All right. Well, that's good. As long as it helps you, it'll help others. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Speak to you later.
All right. Thanks.
See you, mate. Catch.